a scenario of the famous picture of Adam Kurdi. I think the Syrian boy, if you remember, the Syrian refugee who washed up on the shore,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yes, yes.
yeah, so that was Alan Kurdi. So
Uh, I was very surprised didn't get a award in the World Press because I think only professionals get it there.
okay,
Unfortunately, it
I
should be open to
thought he
everyone.
was a
The boy, like a cradle, is the sleeping peacefully. It looks like that, and
yeah,
red shirt and all that. Oh,
yes.
when I saw the picture first for 15 minutes, I looked at it not like a photojournalist, but like an audience. God, it was so moving.
Yes. So when, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was a professional.
Hmm.
But when he shot that picture and when that picture was made public, obviously, because that was, I feel, the pivotal moment which actually opened up German borders and all the European borders to let a lot of these refugees in. But that photographer, if I'm not mistaken, got a lot of flack from a lot of international people saying that, instead of photographing this moment, you could have actually gone helped him in that scenario and actually done something. How?
This is one of the stupidest things I hear from people who have no idea what they're talking about.
Hmm.
I was in a TV program about this, about a policeman who was hacked to death. I'll come to that later. Just
Hmm.
remind me if I forget that. I'll come to it. And we the people managed to have it earlier.
Hmm.
But I think the child was already dead first. A lot of countries, including Greece, I think are on the beaches of Greece,
Hmm.
Italy, Hungary, they were not willing to
Except
have
refugees,
any
yes, I
refugees.
know.
And rightfully, I'm not going to judge right or wrong
Hmm.
because their population is,
Hmm.
they're going to have such a large number of people coming in, they'll have problems. So they have their compulsions, political compulsions. So not, but whatever reason, they were not very enthusiastic and agreeable about having, refugees. But when this picture happened, it moved the world.
Hmm.
I can understand that. And thank you, reminded me of this picture because when you say about power of photography, this is one picture.
Hmm.
Now, every day we read a boat sunk, so many died, children died. But seeing it in print and words, seeing a photograph and a photograph that you know a lot of things comes to relate. Now, people have got this emotional fatigue when you see people and people dying of drought, of starvation. Most people don't feel anything. Why? Because they don't feel afraid about that. It doesn't create fear in them. They don't relate to it. They don't think they or their children can die out of starvation or some alien thing. When they feel it, when you see an accident happening next door, someone died. Oh, it could be me. It could be me or my family is a very powerful thing that moves. That child looked like any other child anyone would have, with those clothes, the shoes tied, it looked not dead, but looked like lying on a cradle peacefully, dead. And that shook the people around because they started relating to that picture to their own children
Hmm.
and everything. And that's one of the most powerful. Even there was a debate where I was working that time to carry that picture or not. I said, of course we should carry that.
I think that debate or that conversation must have happened because of this, because there was a lot of flack which the photographer, and there was a lot of divide whether a photograph like this should have actually made the front pages of the newspapers, or the photographer or whoever shot that should have actually done something about it instead
Yeah.
of.
You know, he could have done anything because the child was dead. Um, Similar questions have been asked about Nikud's picture. Oh, this policy of we should not have carry any children without clothes. For Vietnam, that picture, can you imagine? That's so stupid and ridiculous, that is. But the most famous case of, known internationally, globally, of why didn't the photographer help is of Kevin Carter, the Pulitzer Prize winning picture of that child not able to stand up and crawling with a vulture behind. And people started asking him,
Right.
what do you do? What happened to the child? What do you do? Come on, he's just one guy. And the child was not dying, by the way, or something like that. And parents were close by. And there are hundreds of thousands of such children. What can he do? The vulture was not waiting there to eat the child, no. But symbolic. It was symbolic. Um, you know what he did? He went there and photographed there. And that photograph must have got so much of money and aid to that place. Those people are sitting in the comfort of the AC home and they're criticizing other people. That flat, I don't care about. That's their job. That they've just, that's absolutely useless. It's best to be ignored. Coming back to what I was telling about, this policeman was hacked to death. Not hacked to death, maybe died later, but was alive. His legs were chopped. He was going in his, and the picture came out everywhere, and they had a program, a television program. Why did not the photographer help? And some of us were there in this, and even Raghuram was there in that program. And what I said was, he's the only guy who did his work. What could the photographer have done? And what Raghuram said was that this guy was a stringer. Maybe getting little few rupees, 40, 50 rupees for that picture. What could he have done? And what he could do, he did it. There are policemen there, other policemen there. There was minister's convoy. Did they help? Why are you demonizing this guy who actually did his work? So this is a very stupid, ridiculous thing of people have too much of time, active on social media, and they'll keep asking this. Why is best is this is noise and should be ignored.